Hi, welcome to EndCreditReviews. We all know about The Wizard of Oz. Either it's the movies or the books. There have been many adaptations of The Wizard of Oz, but the most famous one is the version from 1939 that has been deemed a classic. There was a sequel by Disney called Return to Oz from the 1980s, and now we have Oz the Great and Powerful. Being released a year after the financial disappointment of John Carter, Disney learned from its previous mistakes by advertising less and being more conservative in its marketing campaign. Oz the Great and Powerful is a prequel to The Wizard of Oz, and unlike The Wizard of Oz, it follows the books that are based off of and having some continuity with 1939 film adaptation. Oz the Great and Powerful is about when the magician con artist Oscar Oz Diggs, played by James Franco, is caught in a tornado while riding in a hot air balloon. He is then teleported to Oz and is greeted by Theodora, played by Mila Kunis. She believes that he is the great wizard that the land has been waiting for to defeat the Wicked Witch. The movie also stars Rachel Weisz as Eleonora, and Michelle Williams as Glinda, the Good Witch of the South. What's interesting for me about this film is that this is the first film that I've seen in theaters with Rachel Weisz in it since The Mummy Returns. It's no surprise that James Franco was cast as Oz because he was in the Spider-Man films directed by Sam Raimi, who also directs this film. Oz the Great and Powerful is a solidly good fantasy film. I like the characters and some of the character arcs that they go through. For example, Oz goes through a character arc of his own, going from a greedy con artist to an unselfish man. The movie was a little predictable during the first half, but it was less predictable during the second half. I like how the movie has an opening title sequence because you don't see too many of those nowadays in movies. It was neat to see the movie in a black and white box format when they're in Kansas. Then the screen stretches into widescreen presentation and slowly turns to color when they get to Oz. The movie is very CGI heavy. Some of it's noticeable at times, but other times it looks great. For example, the China doll girl looked real. I mean, it's one of the best CGI characters that I've seen in any film, but some of the plants looked a bit fake. I noticed that some of the backgrounds were very reminiscent to the old glass paintings that were used in the 1939 version of The Wizard of Oz. Speaking of which, this movie had a few good subtle jokes and nods to the 1939 classic. Sam Raimi's directing can be a little over the top at times, but it has some of the best 3D that I've seen of any movie, and I've seen Fright Night and that actually has some 3D to it. Finally, you don't really see too many big budget live action films that are rated PG, and you also don't see too many big budget R-rated movies. Is it as great as The Wizard of Oz? No. But is it a solidly good movie in general that is not as bad as the critics said it was? Yes. Oz the Great and Powerful is a worthy prequel to The Wizard of Oz. I give Oz the Great and Powerful 3 stars out of 4.